Okay, hi everyone. So as promised, I'm going to take you through how to actually get your website from your server, from your desktop server, onto a server online so that the whole world can now see it. Um, so yes, this process is a bit daunting, but actually it's a few steps. So it's not that hectic. I'm also going to register a domain with Afrihost and also show you that I've already got an existing domain with CyberSmart. The thing that you really want is access to CPanel. Okay. But again, if you phone your host and you say that you'd like WordPress installed, they will be more than happy to help you. So I'm using desktop server. Remember, if you're using WAMP, you can also access your old website from there. Okay. So when I say old website, I'm talking about the website that's actually on your computer. So let's just wait for it to load. Fun times. Okay. Firstly, my first step is to go and actually get my old website's files. So I'm actually downloading a plugin, and I'm going to use that plugin to extract everything from my old website and put it onto my new WordPress website. So I'm starting from scratch online, but I'm just importing all of my work. Let's talk about our internet service providers. There are many, as you know, okay. Vodacom, MWeb, they all provide you with the service. So once again, all you are doing is, instead of asking them to provide you with internet, you're asking them to actually give you hosting, give you a space on their server. Okay. There are many of them, guys. There's GoDaddy. There's a lot of internet service providers. Why do we use a service provider? Or why don't we just go straight to WordPress or straight to another thing that lets us, like Wix? Why don't we just, because it's more expensive. Okay. So as you can see here, I've got Afrihost, and I actually had a friend last week who just created some stuff, and then it was just emails. She just asked Afrihost for emails, so they gave her 5 emails. It was so strange. Anyway, since then I've helped her to create a cool website. So as you can see, Afrihost, lots of options here. So the option that I'm looking for is hosting, and this looks very, very confusing. But again, you're literally just reading what it's saying. And what you want to do is you want to maybe get a free domain for a year. So sign up with shared Windows or Linux web hosting packages and get a free .co.za site or online packages for the first year. So let's find out more. Okay. And you'll see that, guys, if you read through all of this information, it will tell you what's actually going on. Here are the different packages. So you have something called a website builder. Ignore that thing. That thing is not WordPress. It's going to build you a website, but it's like their cucky thing. So don't be fooled. This website builder thing is rubbish. Okay. What you're looking for is you're looking for MySQL databases. You can see that you can have one here, meaning you can have your database, all your files in one folder and access that. Okay, so the thing that's important here is the megabytes. Okay, if it's a 1 gig, that's 1,000 megabytes over here. Your website has to be very small. And remember, the more plugins you use, the more stuff you use, the fatter your website gets. So the safe bet is to go with 2 gigs. Your website, if you calculate, every page should be 3 megabytes. That's the max. So if you have 5 pages, your website shouldn't be that big. Okay, so as you can see, I've got these 3 different packages. I even have more. If I go and look, there's the bronze package, and you can see that as it goes, it gets more and more expensive. 59 Rand a month. and buy 2 coffees with that or 1 smoothie. So it's really not that expensive. Plus, for a year, I'm gonna get a free domain. So I don't have to pay 150 Rand for an extra domain. So this one's pretty good. Okay. You can go for the silver package or the gold one, not a problem. Okay. You'll see that domain is free for your first year. Okay. So even 39 Rand, but then you just have to make sure that you keep your site skinny and you optimize all those images is possible, right? I am signing this up for my dear clients. And so what I'm going to do is what you would do is literally sign up now and follow the whole process. You're going to have to enter your login details. So you're going to have to log in. You're going to have to give them your credit card or your details somehow. So that process I'm not going through with you. You're going to have to go through that. And I'm not sharing my credit card details with you. That would be done. So you have to just follow the process and just literally read the screen. It's not an issue. What I'm going to do is I'm already a client with Afrihost, as you can see. So I get my internet from them in a different location. Okay. So I'm just going to log in and I'm just going to add, here is my one-time PIN. So this is also, guys, just be warned. They do this so that you can't just take over someone's that's not it. Someone's site. So if you are doing this for a client, best you have their details so that you can ask them what the one-time PIN is. All right, so I'm logged in. Okay. So maybe you'll have to go through a whole login process. But literally, when I'm logged into the client zone, I'm looking for, again, what am I looking for? Hosting. So I go to hosting. Okay, and I'd like to sign up a new hosting package. All right. And here I come back to that whole thing that we were at a minute ago. Okay, that whole situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Linux shared hosting. You can see there's different ones and you can click on them and read what they're all about. But this is the cheap one. And when I read the hosting packages, this is the package that it was under. So I'm going to click on this one. And then you can see I can make my choice. So do I want the silver one? Okay. Or do I want the gold one? For my purposes, I'm happy with the gold one. So that's $50 a month. And I'm going to be able to register my domain. Okay. So there we go. I've chosen my package. If you want to choose the cheaper one, you choose the cheaper one. I then say next step. Okay. And now you can see that I can transfer domain. So maybe I have a domain that I've registered somewhere else. I can do this all on my own. Definitely not. I need a new domain. So I'm going to be registering that domain that you chose at the beginning of the year. That's what you're going to choose. You're going to choose that one. Okay. If you've changed your mind. But remember, the whole purpose of this is getting your brand identity online. So you definitely need to make sure that it makes sense, that you've thought of all of those principles of a domain name. It's easy to spell. Maybe you've tested it out on a few of your friends and they're like, I don't know how, I'm dyslexic, so I can't put DB designs. That's just too much. Or PB designs. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this register a new domain. Okay, now it's going to ask me to please insert the domain that I want. So the domain that I want is, wait for it, yes, none other than my brother's Redline elect. Let's not get this wrong. Okay, .co.za. Okay, it's searching. Now it's going to come up with a whole bunch of options on the side here. Here we go. And you can see that Redline elect.co.za is available and I don't have to pay anything for it. Fantastic. Okay. If it says error or no, you then will realize that it's not available under Afrihost. So you would have to go and search for a different domain or one of your other options. Okay. Cool, so I'm going to choose this one. I'm happy with that. And obviously I go to next step. So let's see what the next step is. It's now we're going to take money from my credit card. I really hope it doesn't show you guys any of my personal information. So no, that's very cool. I check again. I've got 2 gigs with 75 emails. Probably won't even use any of them. I've got a database, which means I can put data in a base. I know that's not lame, but I have files that I can upload to a place on their server. Okay. And you can see that I've got CPanel. That's what I want. I want CPanel so that I can install WordPress, that I can actually have control. Okay. So what I'm going to do, oh, you can see, oh, that's not bad. Yearly renewals, only 97 Rand, because it's cheaper than CyberSmart. So this time next year, on the 3rd of October, they will charge me 97 Rand for this domain name. That's really not bad. That's free for now. Fantastic. So I'm very excited to check out. Okay. And I'm just going to choose the one up because I've already set this up. So I'm already an existing person. Please don't show me my details. Please don't show me my details. Hopefully they just add it to my account and then there we go. Very good. So there is, oh dear, I'm gonna have to blank this out. Yes, I agree. Complete my order. Very good. Please take my money. Okay, success. Your order has been placed. Thanks. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go to the client zone now. So there we go. My domain is registered. So technically now, I have now actually got that domain. So it may just take time for them to click a button and make it so. Let's go and see, why is this thing being stupid now? Okay, so first step, register your domain. Okay, don't do this 5 minutes before you have to hand in, or the day you have to hand in. That would be silly. Okay, it's October, this project's due on the 25th, you're going to pay for this month, it's going to be fine. So get it done as soon as you can. All you literally have to do, so if we go to CyberSmart, which is the other one that I have, okay, again, all you're looking for is you're clicking on CyberSmart, you're clicking on, you want to find hosting. So here you can see, here's my hosting, okay? And again, I need to read the screen. I know it's rough because you see people don't read, they just scan. So if you want to register your domain, literally you come here and you type in your domain and make sure you say .co.za, okay, because you can see it's 150 bucks. If it's .com, then good for you, you're going to pay that much money. So you can always go and update it later, like in a year's time when it refreshes, nothing will change. So your domain, you enter the domain, please enter the code required. HURC, have to read the screen. 7ZS. I can't even see if I put that in correctly now. Okay, so it's searching for my domain. Congratulations, it's available. It shouldn't be technically because I've just ordered it with Afrihost. So that's interesting. They haven't booked my spot. So someone could quickly come and steal this name and then I'd be screwed. So literally you add this to your cart, you insert the information, you put in your credit card details or your banking details or you pay EFT, however. But that's literally, you just follow that process. So the first thing for you here is to actually go and get your domain with CyberSmart. Okay. I wonder if it's just thinking. Okay, no hosting. Can you see it's saying no hosting here? Oh, I need hosting. So let's see if I click here. Let's see what options it gives me. It takes me to these options. Okay. 20 bucks a month, 2 gigs, 10 emails, CPanel, yes. Free SSL, yes. Soft Delicious, guys. That's the actual application that lets you install WordPress. So it's such a ridiculous name, but imagine you get a new phone, you need Google Play, or you need the App Store or the Apple App Store to actually install. So this is why you've got Soft Delicious. With Afrihost, you also have that. So you can see I can say order now, and it wants me to sign in. I'm pretty sure. So that's why it kicked me back out to this area, client area. So it wants me to log in. So again, before you start, just log in. Okay. Again, you're doing the same thing. You're just choosing a package, you're asking them to take your money, and then you're waiting, and your website should be live. Okay. So you can use Afrihost, you can use CyberSmart, you can use GoDaddy. The point here is to find the cheapest one, because the cheapest one is then after 3 months or by January next year, you can cancel all this and go and be somebody in an agency. I don't know. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to web hosting. Okay. I'm going back to my client zone. I don't want Afrihost products. I just want my this thingy here. So I don't know how I got in here. I think I clicked again to show you. So I want to land on this page because now we're actually going to go and install WordPress. Hopefully it lets us, even though our site is not live yet. But that's okay. Maybe they'll still give us access. Let's roll thumbs. Last time it took about half an hour and it was done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to hosting, because that's the thing that I've done. And you'll see here, it gives me the active. You'll see it's green. Okay. And so if I click on it, it takes me there and it gives me all this cool information. Web traffic, Nuxie. Okay. So when they talk about analytics, literally how many people have looked at your actual website, how much traffic has been driven to it. You can actually come and have a look here. Not here. This is your history and how much you've uploaded and downloaded and whatnot. So account overview, you see it's not found yet. It's not found. It's because they haven't done it yet. It's okay. I'm just being very painful. Can you see here that it says, we are here to help you 24/7. Our telephonic support hours are 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends and public holidays. You can also SMS help. So guys, if something's not working, or if you screw that, I'm going to phone them and tell them to put WordPress on my website. They will gladly help you. They're very friendly. I've only ever had fun with these guys. So you'll see that I've got a whole bunch of information here. Website manager, can manage my emails, so spam, hosting settings. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to website manager. Okay, and I'm going to log in. Okay, and you'll see that it's taken me to something called CPanel. Right. So this is where the cool stuff happens. Okay, and you'll see that we can do something here. Okay, depending on your host, this may look different. Okay, so my CyberSmart one doesn't look like this in terms of graphics. Okay, but it's the same thing. It gives me the same thing. Okay, so you'll see here we've got our SSL status. Wow, that's our security status. We've got a whole bunch of information. That's why, did I do it right? I can also just click here. You can see it's not live yet. It's okay. Everyone relax. We still have to wait. That's fine. Okay. You guys can see here that it's telling me how much space I've used. Okay. So I ordered 2 gigs. And you can see that just loading CPanel, and there's a few files here that's chowing some stuff. But you can see if this gets dangerously low or is full, then your website is too big. Okay. you can just see some information here. Okay, so I've got one database. So cool, this is working. All right. The thing that's important here is if I scroll, so you can see I've got File Manager that will actually show me the files. But you don't really want to mess in here because some of the stuff is so confusing, and then you break it and you don't know why. Anyway, what I'm doing is I am scrolling all the way down to, remember I told you about this soft, delicious app installer. So it's as if we've got a new phone and now we need to install WhatsApp. Okay, I don't know why I just said it like that. But you can see that WordPress is an application. It's an app, lets you make your website beautiful. Joomla is also the same thing, but it's terrific. No, it's not. You can see that there are all these other applications and you can Google them and find out what they are. But we want to install WordPress. So here we go. We're going to click WordPress. Okay, and it's going to take us to this. Again, don't freak out if on your domain it looks a little bit different. But you're going to notice or realize in a minute that actually this is what we did at the beginning of the year, at the middle of the year, when we installed WordPress on our computer. Same process, same principles. So you'll see that if you read all of this, it's quite interesting. You'll also notice that WordPress takes up 51 megabytes. That's not big, that's small. So even if you did order 1,000 megabytes and your website, as you saw earlier, was 34 megabytes, and the space required for WordPress to run is 51 megabytes, we've only used 100 of our 1,000 megabytes. So we're still good, okay? What you'll see is there's also some other information here. There's all this stuff that you can read. You could probably import straight from here, whatever. But we're just gonna do the method that Farrell knows and install now. Okay. So when you click install now, you'll see that you land here. All right, and this is exactly what it looked like earlier. Okay, so exactly what it looked like earlier here when you set up your WordPress website. You're doing the same thing. You'll see that there's a site title and all that to add in. Site name, site description. Does that look familiar? Okay, so let's go slowly through all of this. You can hit quick install, but then that's dangerous. So take a breath. And if you guys at any point need to pause and go back, this is why we have video. So the first thing that's the most important, this is where your website is going to be found. So this needs to be, it mustn't be 5812135. It doesn't make sense. This needs to be your domain name. Okay. And you can see that if you hover over the little I, it actually tells you if your site has SSL, then please choose the HTTPS protocol. If you've actually got that, you can add it in here. Okay. Another thing that's very important, guys, is this WP. Okay. So it's very lame if someone has to type in redlineelect.co.za/WP. That's just not cool. If you think of it, and this is what it is, think of it as folders on your computer, okay, which you guys never use, you just search things, right? But if you are getting space on someone's server, they have a folder called Redline Elect. Inside that folder, they have a folder called WP, and this is where WordPress will be installed. That's stupid. You want someone to come to redlineelect.co.za. You don't want them to have to go WP, and then it'll work. Okay. So make sure that you leave this blank. It may scream at you, may give you an error, and tell you to please override a file that already exists. So just say override. Okay, because let me just show you this out of interest's sake. Don't freak out. Where's it now? It's gone there. So let me just show you out of interest's sake. If where are we putting all of these files? We're putting them in a thing, in a file. So if we don't do this, but just watch. So if you go to File Manager, can you see that here are all of your files? This is the files on their server. Can you see that in a directory called Redline Elect, something, something, this is the space that you are occupying on their server. Okay. It's interesting, this stuff is happening. So if you look in the public.html, whatever you put in this file will show when you visit www.redlineelect.co.za. So you'll see that there is already an index.php file in here that needs to be overwritten. So just bear with me here. You're gonna get a warning, and it's just gonna want to overwrite that file, and that's 100%. It's fine. Okay, so let's get back to where we were. What am I doing? I am now gonna keep going with this install. So guys, bottom line, leave this blank. You can read it there. It says the directory is relative to your domain and should not exist. To install at http://mydomain/dir/, just type dir. To install only in http://mydomain/ leave this empty. So we don't want people, our domain isn't www.redlineelect/wp. Okay, it's just redlineelect. So we leave this empty. Okay, guys, this again, your site's blog. Remember this thing. My site name was Redlineelect. The description, all about just if you don't know what it is, read it. Can you see it's helping you? It's very kind. The most important thing here, guys, is this. Does this look familiar? This is your name to log into your WordPress website. So every time you log in to WordPress, it needs an admin and a password. This is where you put this in. So my name's going to be admin, okay? And I'm going to put in a password here. Okay, so let's just hide it so that you don't see it. Okay, so again, I've used capital letters and I've used letters and numbers. Okay, this is also very important. Okay, you can go and log into your emails, all right? But because I am actually managing this website for him, I'm going to ask him to please send any information to my, to my website, to my email address. All right. So if you are managing and doing the maintenance and controlling people's comments, and if you've forgotten the password, this is where they're going to send you information. Okay, so you can negotiate with your client. If they're going to do the maintenance, then maybe the secretary or the person that works there could deal with this, and she will have all the information sent to her. Okay, guys, this part is the most important. Don't forget this part. Okay, then again, you can limit the login attempts, read what it's saying, and make your choices. Okay. You obviously want the English, again, can you remember this, to be English, South African, which it doesn't show. Oh, let's just leave it English, okay? You can see I've got advanced options, which I'm not going to mess with, okay? This is my database name, so they keep changing, hashtag Hannah, hashtag Sean. You can see that this is literally, I can even select the theme from here. But I'm not doing that because I'm actually installing it. I'm gonna install that plugin and upload my theme exactly as it is, so I don't have to waste time. Look at how cute those little icons are. Okay, guys, so are we ready? We're literally now going to install WordPress. We never have to come here again. Never. So I'm going to say install, and it's going to give me a warning. Save this. And you see, here is my warning. And best you read the warning. Installation cannot proceed because the following files already exist in the target folder, index.php. Please delete these files or choose another folder. Or select the checkbox to override all files and continue. Cool. So remember, I told you that there is already a file called index.php. Index.php. So WordPress is saying, hang on, you've already got a file here. What must I do with it? So all I'm going to do, I'm literally just going to tick this box here because I just wanted to override. And please continue. Don't waste my time. Okay, I'm going to scroll all the way down again and find the install button and try again and hold my breath. And congratulations, the software was successfully installed. WordPress has been successfully installed at Redline Elect. Administrative URL, so that's the admin for you to sign in, is at Redline Elect wp-admin. So guys, that's how you log in to your WordPress website. Okay, then cheesy cheese, you can even tweet about it. Tell your friends about our new site. It's already yet handy. Okay, so I'm going to click here. And this is where I now poop in my pants because it's not ready. I have not given it enough time. So just to prove that it is actually still working, I'm going to stop the recording now, come back when it is live, and then we will carry on. Okay, so far, what you have to do is register your domain. Okay, register, get some hosting space. You need to access CPanel. All right, so again, you saw that I was inside here. I went into hosting. I looked for my web manager, and that took me to CPanel. Okay, I went down to Soft Delicious, and I installed it. So guys, before I wait, I leave you. Hang on. What I'm going to show you is now CPanel on a completely different host. So I've shown you how it works on Afrihost. Let me show you how it works on CyberSmart. Okay, so what I did is I need to log in to CyberSmart. So this is a completely different host. You may have wanted to go with this. Okay, I paid $150 for that domain name, and I paid 20 Rand a month to host. Okay, so can you see it has CPanel? How I access that is I actually go to services. There's probably another way. I don't know, there's so many ways. And I click on my domain name. No, that takes me to it. My bad. Okay, I click on active. Sorry, so don't click on a link, click on the word active. You'll see all my billing information. You'll see that they took money off my account the other night. Okay, here's all my login details, and you'll see that as I scroll down, here's CPanel. Here's my file manager. Very cool. So I'm going to click on CPanel, and ta-da! It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. It just looks a little bit different. So can you see this is old school? So if I switch to glass, it's going to take me back and make it look like this. Do you believe me? Let's see. Switch to glass. There you go. Okay. So CPanel's just decided to change their style. Okay, this is what I'm used to. So the other day when I logged in, I was like, oh, what's happened? Everything's different now. So again, it may look like this. Can you see that email accounts? If I go look here, I've got email accounts. Okay. If I look for file manager and I go back to this CPanel, I go file manager. Exactly the same thing. Okay. Exactly the same. So what again I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll all the way down and I'm going to go to WordPress in Soft Delicious App Installer, and you can see that this looks exactly the same. Okay. Obviously, I already have WordPress installed. So you can see here that I installed it on the 23rd of June. Yes, it's about right. That's when I installed it. You can see that I can delete this thing and start again. But I'm not going to do that because I spent a lot of time on this website. Okay, so do you see exactly the same thing? Exactly the same thing. More money actually for CyberSmart and less money for Afrihost. So again, Afrihost wins battle. I wonder when you'll actually activate it. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys, and I will, when this is active, then I will show you. I'll show you how to install that plugin and how to get WordPress working, how to migrate your sites. Okay. Again, why did I tell you not to wait until the very last minute to register your domain? Because it doesn't take 5 minutes for them to make it live. It may take 24 hours, but I'm guessing I'll see you in another 3 hours. Okay. So check you later. Hope this makes sense. Okay, so welcome back. As you can see, it's taken about 2 hours, and finally it is live. Okay, if you do go check your email, you'll see that there will be some communication there. There'll also be a way to access your emails and that kind of thing. So make sure you take time to read that stuff, go through it. You'll see here, it actually said here, it may take up to 2 days for your domain to become active on our servers. Once this happens, you'll have full access to your website administration panel and email facilities. So if there's an error, please, if it's been more than 2 days, guys, something is not right. So they may also, if you're a first-time person specifically with Afrihost, they may ask you to verify the account that you are paying with by, they send you like R1 and you must then put in a code. It's very smart technology, just so that they know you're not stealing from someone. So there might be quite a rigmarole, but as you guys can see, if I come to Redline Elect, ta-da, it's showing it's only taken 2 hours, so that's very exciting. And you can see it's WordPress that's been installed, that we installed earlier. So what I can do now is I can actually just log in, and remember the way you log in is wp-admin, and then it should give this, and you know this, but this time it's in the real world, which is so exciting. So let me see if I can remember my password. Okay, and this is the password that we put in when you when you installed it. Okay, it would be smart to maybe keep the same password so that you don't confuse yourself. But now, as you guys can see, this is fully online. Okay, this is like live. So you'll no longer need to go into the file manager. You'll no longer need to come here. As you can see, if I refresh this now, and I go back into my public _HTML, you'll see that it's WordPress files. And these are the WordPress files that also, they look very similar to your computer when we were working on them. So can you see that this folder is whatever is going to be shown on your on the internet when someone goes and visits your site? Okay, so let me open this in a new tab. Okay, I'm very excited. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come to my old website now. So obviously my first step was paying for the hosting and registering it. Okay, fantastic. Now, when it's actually working, I'm going to be able to install WordPress. And then it's a brand new WordPress site. I don't want to start from scratch. I really don't. So I'm going to be smart and I'm going to take my old WordPress site and upload it and install it to my new WordPress site so that I don't have to redo everything because that would suck. Okay, so I'm going to visit, let's go see what this website looks like. Oh, my edge is so slow. Okay, there you go. There you go. All right. So if we look at this website that I created, oh, it's beautiful. Okay. This is Snap. Let's just go to Snap. Snap's great. But I'm gonna have to log in. Yeah. So remember that even if I'm on MAMP and I need to log in, can you see it's not my dashboard? I can't get there. I should have just gone here and gone to dashboard, right? But remember with WAMP, it doesn't do that. So what do I have to do? WP-admin. And guys, for your website that's going to be live, you do the same thing. So if it's redline elect.co.za, you put /WP-admin, and it will take you to this page. Okay. So that's how you log into WordPress. You need to put your URL, WP admin. Snap, do you think I'm going to remember what this login is? Please be right. This is very slow. There we go. All right. So once I'm here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go check my plugins. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually install a plugin that lets me copy my whole site from my computer, and then I'm going to be able to take it to my new website. So I'm going to say add new, and the plugin I'm looking for, I'm sure there's many of them, but this is the one I've worked with before, and it's my friend, all-in-one Migrate. Okay, because that's what you're doing. You're migrating your old site to a new site. Okay. And this is very useful. So all-in-one WP migration, guys. That's the one that I'm looking for. Okay. So I'm going to install it. Installed, and I'm going to activate it. Once I activate it, you'll see that in my black menu here, there's going to be a new tab. All right, so there we go. Okay, it's installed. Here is my all-in-one migration, and you can see that I can use it to export, import, and back up. That's so helpful because what I'm doing is I'm exporting from here. I'm going to my new website, isn't working yet, okay? And I'm going to install and import from that side. So let me say that again. We're exporting here. We're going to our new website online and we're importing. Okay. So let's try. I'm going to say export because I want to take all these files. Okay. And now it's saying it's going to give me a very weird file. So don't panic. Don't try and open the file because it's like it's gibbledy-goosh. You won't understand it. So I'm going to say export to. And you can see I can export it to OneDrive again. I can export it to whatever that is. But for me, I'm going to export it as a file. And this file is going to be saved on my computer. And then when I come back, I'm going to import and I'm going to import the file. So let's keep it simple. Just stick to file. Okay. This may take a while. And I really hope that your website isn't massive. Because the bigger your website is, the longer this will take. So you'll see that it actually does review the plugins. Okay, this is so important. Can you see that it's telling me how big my file is? It's 36 megabytes. So that's really not bad. What is the space that I've just ordered from Afrihost? I've just ordered 2,000 megabytes. So let's just look quickly. Again, can you see why it's important to know the size? So as you can see here, 1,000 megabytes. So hey, it'll work. It'll work. My website will work. That's awesome. Okay, storage space. Mine I've just made it bigger because 1 gig is very small for me. And sometimes installing WordPress takes up a bit of space. Okay, but not too much. But so you should be fine. Okay, so as you can see, it's telling me the size. I'm now going to download this file to a place on my computer. So I've clicked on it, and you can see it's downloaded a very weird file that's got like this .wordpress extension. I don't know where I've saved this. Let me just say show in folder. I never use Edge, that's why. All right, so this folder is saved in my downloads. I'm just going to move it just so you guys can see it. I'm going to move it to my desktop. Okay. Don't delete this file. This is your WordPress website. Okay. So it's saved as a PDF. It shouldn't. Don't try and open it. Trust me, it won't work. It's like weird. Only WordPress understands it. So here I've got this file, and this is the file I'm going to later import. Okay, so I've done my job. Close. Cool. Let's just look at my website quickly. So technically, when I get on the other side, I want this. I want it to look like this. Okay, I think I've added some CSS. So I may need to, but I didn't use the plugin. So again, I might need to copy my CSS across later. Anyway, so there we go. That's my website. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to install the plugin, but I'm going to install it on my live site and import my site. And Bob's your uncle. So let's have a look if that's actually going to work. If we go again to plugins, we're going to search for the same plugin. So add new plugin. Okay, and we're going to go and we're going to search for all in one migration. Okay, so it's this one. Oh, look, that one's got a fancy turny thing. So it's this one. Okay, this guys, I'm sure there's others, eh? But this is the one that I know and I use. So you may need to change domains. You may need to change hosts. So you've got WordPress in one place. You need to move it across to another place, and your client is like, no, I want it exactly the same. So this is a very useful plugin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to all-in-one in the side. You can see it here. I'm going to import and import from, and it's going to ask me, again, remember we chose file. So I'm going to say file, and then I'm going to navigate to desktop and hurry up. Oh, it is desktop. Wow, my desktop's so empty. I'm going to choose this because this is remember this is the file. It's in a weird PDF format, not sure why. So I said open, and now I hold my breath and I wait. And guys, I don't want you to freak out if it doesn't look perfect. Okay, it's maybe because your plugins are funky. So you may need to go and just check. So we're going to check now what plugins I had here. I don't think I had any, so it's really lame. But sometimes your theme installs plugins for you. Okay, it did. See that organic profile block? That's not normal. So let's just check. Is it almost done? Yay, please do not close the browser. Import written your website, including the database. Yes, that's fine. Make sure you read this crap. Don't just always read what's on your screen. Else you just click and you didn't read it and you don't know what it's actually saying. Permalinks are set to default. So that's why I wait to do your CSS. Don't do your SEO. Sorry, SEO. Wait to do your SEO till your site is actually live. Finished. And technically, now, if I go here and as I refresh, it should be my old website. Ta-da! Okay, so guys, again, remember the point of this next project is not to freak out about the CSS. So if your CSS really made you unhappy, let it go. The point of this project is not CSS. You've done that, so you tick that box. So let's just go and check. So in online, this is what it's going to look like. Why did I also have to say hello? Let me just go to the plugins quickly and let's check if it in. Okay, it wants me to update. That's fine. Continue. Oh, really? I've been weird. I wonder if it's because. Let's see. Okay, cool. So as you guys can see, all my plugins actually have activated. So if you're using Site CSS Origin, all your CSS should technically pull through. Everything should be exactly like it is. You shouldn't have to go and redo anything. It's all done. Yeah, custom CSS. Let's just check. So I'm now just comparing. Okay. If I go look at my old site, and I go to appearance, I just want to check, did I do anything in the CSS here? If I did, it's not a trace smash. No, so I did, I think I showed you guys all my CSS here. My computer's just taking off, just ignore it. So if I go to my additional CSS, did it? Yeah, it didn't, it's not the same. Let's check. So this is my, so don't get confused. I'm between my old one and my new one, dancing about, okay? If I go to customize, let's see. It did pull it through. I did. Okay, never mind. As you can see, it's pulled everything through for me, even my CSS. So old sites, new sites, exactly the same. Okay. So guys, that's literally all you have to do. And then your site is live. It's on the internet. Just for future. So for one day when this is, maybe you go into the real world. I actually just met with a student 2 days ago from last year who was really struggling with some WordPress stuff. And she was, it's like it's real for her now. So you guys never know. This might become real for you. It's also really easy money. WordPress is easy money. Anyway, so just some things that I want to point out to you. It's very unprofessional to have a site live that isn't really finished yet. Okay, so what you can do is you can go to your plugins and you can search for it's called a maintenance page. So what you'll do is you can see, or like a soon, coming soon page. I have no idea which of these is under construction. And what you can do is usually with these things is you can actually install from a date. So let's say your client is going to say to you, our go live date is the 10th of October. You can then actually go and set it up so that when someone goes and visits it, it doesn't look like really strange. Okay, so a maintenance page is always good if you're now working online, but maybe you decide to develop offline, which is what we've been doing this whole time. And as you can see, it's so easy to just grab this thing, grab this old website and just chuck it onto your new space. Okay. Yeah, I can come to the settings and I can probably just say automatic end date. You see there, I can just turn it on and off and play with the settings. And then if anyone actually goes and visits my site, it will be just watch the video, whatever. So you guys can do that. But then don't forget to go live at some date. Another thing, guys, I want to just warn you about. Obviously, now you can go and do your SEO and use Yoast to go and get those permalinks to work, go get the titles of every page to work. You know, go and get a favicon, go and make your website your own, make sure that you're proud of it. Something that I want to just also tips for the future, you know, for one day when you're big. What happens is a lot of the time when you have a theme, or you find, okay, obviously these are paid for themes, so these are very cool themes. And I can search for them for days and I can pay for them, whatever. Sometimes you'll buy a theme and you'll import it and you'll be like, it's not working. It doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like. Okay, that's because the theme that you choose must actually give you a demo file to import. So if we go and let's just search for marketing agency, for example. Okay. And let's look at this one. Okay. If we look at the actual theme, like this is what it looks like. We can live demo it, right? But if we come to the features, you will see that, yeah, demo dummy content included. So, guys, just installing the theme will do nothing. It'll make your navigation look nice. But if you wanted to actually look like the theme that you have seen, you need to make sure that one of the features of your downloads is that you can import the dummy content XML file. So that's a special file. And that's why I think a lot of you get frustrated because you install a theme and you think, oh, it's going to look like this. It's going to look so lovely. And actually, no. Actually, your theme then, because you can see you can choose from 8 pages. So what if I wanted it to look like this? I would need to install the dummy content for that page in order for it to work. Okay. So a lot of like let's download this. Again, documentation. I have to go read it. They will give me information. Anyway, if I come back to this thing and let's download it to my desktop so that I can show you what I mean. I'm going to save it on my desktop. Or let me just save it on the desktop. Okay. So if I go and look for it, okay, here's that file that I've just downloaded. If I extract it, you'll see here it's opened this file for me, okay, and you can see that it's got like there's a lot of things happening here. There's a data export. There's actually so because I've downloaded this theme, and even the themes that you find in WordPress, they will have guides. So if I look at this thing, it's on that page, and you can see that it's giving me a video tutorial. Guys, take your time. Watch the video tutorial before you start following everything that the guy is doing. You'll see that he also gives you, oh wait, where's this thing? Here's a download the PSD files that also will guide you through how to actually use this thing. Here's maybe the home pages. So again, don't get frustrated when you're like, this thing doesn't work. It doesn't work because you're not reading and you're not diving into it and you're not exploring all of the possible elements. Okay, so make sure that if you ever download a theme, make sure that, and you want it to look like the theme that you actually preview, you have to actually make sure that that is available to you. I can remember downloading my very first theme. I thought it was so cool. I paid so much for it, and then it didn't give me this demo file, and I was like, ah, really? So now I had to try and sit and make the thing myself. Okay. So guys, that is it. Okay. Your process. This is your process. First, find a host. Okay. Register your domain name. Let this activate. So it takes quite a bit to activate. So that's again why I'm saying don't wait until the last minute. Okay. Then when you are able to log in and access, they sent me an email as well, guys. I'm not going to share it with you, then you're going to steal it. You won't, but you know, they sent me an email with step by step. If this is what I want to do, I need to log in here. If I don't know how to log into CPanel, and if I don't know how to do it, then I must just phone them and they'll help me. So as you can see, you go all the way down to your soft delicious app installer. Don't go to the software thing. You'll see WordPress, there's other stuff here. Okay. But you go all the way down, all right? You install WordPress. You then go to your old WordPress website. You install that plugin called All-in-One Migration. And you export your file. Okay. You save it somewhere important. Don't change the name. Don't try open it. You go back to your new WordPress website. Okay. You install All-in-One Migration and you import. Okay, you import. And once you've imported that file that you saved, your website will be exactly like it has been the whole time. Maybe go and update some of your plugins, and maybe they're a bit out of date. So if things are looking wonky, go and update. Normally it tells you at the top here, upgrade the profile block, click WordPress blocks, whatever, that's something else. So updates, and then once you are happy, go and do your SEO. Guys, also please just remember that you are sending me this link. Make sure that it works, okay? Make sure that it works. I need to click on this and make sure that you also give me screenshots and you also explain your SEO, okay? Take screenshots of your SEO in the back end here. So what did you do? Why did you do it? Using Yoast, what are those things that how have you implemented SEO? And again, Yoast is the best one to use, and watch the documentation on Yoast. All right, that is it, guys. I hope that you have great success. Please do this before the 25th of October, when you have some spare time, when you're not pulling your hair out from Brand Challenge. Please go and get this working, and then send the link to everyone, and get them to test it and look at it and make sure that it is actually working. If you have hassles, please phone your host, phone your internet service provider. They are waiting to take your call. And if you have serious issues, you may email me if you can't come right. But guys, hopefully this has been useful. Hopefully you can follow along. I think one of the other things you may come across is how to increase file size, upload file size. One of the things you may come across is how to increase upload file size, WordPress. Okay, if you don't know what's going on, ask the Google. you will see, okay, let's be more specific. In CPanel there, did you see it? In CPanel. So you'll see that, how to increase file size easily. Log into CPanel, click on your version of PHP, switch to, okay. So you may have an issue where your file, you want to do big pictures, but you've already uploaded them, so you should be okay. So you can actually go and change the file size. So if you go to your WordPress website and you'll see here, this might be set to something ridiculous like 12 megabytes. If I say add new, can you see? Okay, mine's set to 64 megabytes. I'm fine. So your images shouldn't be bigger than 64 anyway. But if this is set to something ridiculous like 12, but still it shouldn't be that big. It should be small. Maybe your PDF that you're uploading is big. You need to make sure that it's smally. Okay. Google it. It will tell you. It'll tell you. You read it and then you follow it. And then hopefully you don't break it. There, somewhere there. Okay. Guys, good luck. I really hope that your website makes you proud. That don't freak out about the CSS stuff, really. Remove your CSS if it makes you unhappy. Find a cool theme and get your theme to look a little bit like your prototype. Include your style. Let it be personal to you. Look at the feedback that I've given you, and if you want some more, please send me an email saying, please give me feedback on my site. I need some help. I am more than willing. All right, I'm going to stop talking now. Have a lovely time.